Oh my god, the beauty industry is dying. No, incorrect. Your corner of the beauty industry is dying. There are many other places where the love for makeup and artistry flourishes. Look beyond yourself for just a second. Hi friends, hi, my name is Mia. This is my virtual vanity, and today I want to talk about big beauty gurus that whine about the beauty industry / beauty community dying, because it's incorrect on so many levels, and it's short-sighted, and it bothers me that I see it mentioned so many times. This is not my usual setup. As you may know, if you're not new, if you're new, hi, thank you for joining. We're going to do a bit of a get ready with me style video. I usually don't do those because most of the time I don't have enough brain cells to apply makeup and say coherent stuff at the same time, but we'll give it a go. I'm going to start with the Milani Prep and Soothe Camellia Oil because my skin feels a little bit needy despite skincare, so we're going to do that first things first. Okay, so I'm going to give a little disclaimer. This is no shade towards a big beauty guru that recently did this style of video. She's not the only one that did it. She's not the only one that's saying these things. It's a bit of a known complaint among big beauty gurus, and by mean I mean, you know, well-established old beauty gurus that have been doing it for years. And the main, the main takeaway from all of these videos is that the beauty community no longer has the spark that it used to, that it's getting stale, that nobody likes makeup anymore that much, that there's everything that needed to be learned has been learned. I'm going to do a little bit of a face massage over here. That the beauty industry is dying, that the beauty community is dying, and it's just a viewpoint that fails to acknowledge that there is more to the beauty community than the same 15-20 people with millions of subscribers that have been doing the same type of content for years. Like, excuse me, but of course it's going to feel stale for you if you've been doing the same type of videos for the past 5 years. Of course it's going to feel, and again, no shade towards Snitchery, this is not only about her. Of course it's going to feel stale for you if you've been following the same people from the beginning of the eon of beauty YouTube. Of course it's going to be stale for you if all you're doing is reviewing products and doing first impressions and caring only about new releases and not trying to push yourself either concept-wise or artistry-wise. Why do you not hear proper makeup artists say anything about the beauty industry dying? Why do you not hear proper consumers say anything about the beauty industry dying? Why do you not hear small YouTube channels say anything about the beauty industry dying? Wanna know why? Because this whole cycle of getting into thing, becoming proficient at thing, and then getting bored with it is human nature. And they seem to ascribe this completely normal human behavior of getting bored with things as a whole industry and as a whole community dying, which is incorrect. I'm going to use the Revolution Blur Balm. I would not recommend this. It's really not that efficient. The way that this is set up with this, you know, pan type of thing is annoying. You need a lot of products to get even minimum results. Just yeah, really would not recommend. So let's start with people saying that the beauty industry is dying because the releases feel stale and that there's no more innovation. I think that is a viewpoint that comes only from being stupidly online on social media, and I say that as someone who is stupidly online on social media and refreshes trend mood every couple of days. So I know what's happening over here. The moment that you get exposed every single day to new releases, of course it's going to feel boring. Of course everything is going to look the same. But 90% of people that enjoy makeup on a recreational level or even on a content making level do not refresh trend mood every couple of hours. Do you think Lisa Eldridge or Pat McGrath or Danessa Myrick's sit around with Instagram on their phones hitting refresh to see what new releases have come up? Do you think your makeup loving sister who's not into YouTube hits refresh on Trend Mood to see all of the new releases? No. So of course that for 90% of makeup users, things don't seem stale because they're not online all the time. It's not their job to know about new releases. It's not their job to critique new releases. It's not their job to sample a crazy amount of product in a stupid amount of time. Of course new releases for them feel fresh because they're not dealing with them all of the time. They don't receive them in PR.
Forgot to say this. Not to mention that saying there is no innovation and everything looks the same ignores the hundreds of indie brands doing interesting things and coming up with new finishes, formulas and concepts. Also it ignores the POC that only now have access to formulas and colors that work for them. So how is that stale for them if only in recent times makeup became more inclusive and accessible?
It's like these big beauty gurus forget that there is a different level of consumption for regular people than for YouTube content creators. It's really that easy. And also they ascribe the lack of enthusiasm for makeup to people not liking makeup anymore, which is not true. It feels like it's either 2017 full-on drag makeup, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but like full beat makeup or bust. No, it's trends changing. We've seen the beauty community reach a peak of consumerism where YouTube was just buy, promote new stuff, get stuff in PR, rinse and repeat. The trends are changing, generations are changing. The community and the industry is not dying because people don't want to wear full beats anymore and that they prefer just 2 good products to 100 mediocre ones. The fact that the beauty industry is slowing down is more attributed to the fact that generations are changing. People that are younger than us have a different makeup preference, and also trends are changing. You don't need as many products anymore because the advertisings don't tell you that you need as many products anymore. I'm going to use Catrice Liquid Camouflage, my holy grail concealer. And I do concealer before foundation because that gives me just a wee bit more coverage because I do need it. My dark circles make me miserable, but it is what it is. I haven't had a good night's sleep in the past, I don't know, half a decade, so it is what it is. People think that because just they personally or their generation or their peer group is not buying makeup that nobody else is, which is patently untrue. The biggest spenders in the makeup industry are older women with established jobs and bigger incomes. They're not buying the latest, I don't know, Too Faced teddy bear palette. They're not buying Morphe. They're not spending their money on whatever trendy ColourPop new releases out there. They're spending big bucks on their holy grail. They're the backbone of the beauty industry. And they're dismissed in favor of what? Young people on YouTube? Like, I know I'm a young person on YouTube, but I realize that the world is bigger than myself. Likewise, there's this, you know, complaint about big beauty gurus that, oh my god, we've seen it all, we know all, we've all seen everything, every trend, Have you? You're telling me that you mastered every single piece of artistry that can be done in the beauty community? You are such a makeup expert that you can do literally everything on your face? Top to bottom, 10 out of 10? Really? So you're telling me that if I send you right now to do makeup on someone else or do a technique that's not nude eye, nude lip, you're going to be able to do it? That if I ask you to do, I don't know, face painting or SFX makeup or graphic liners, you're going to be able to do that at the top of the hat? You think 5 years of reviewing makeup on YouTube that you received in PR made you aware of everything? Every technique, that you know everything? Come on now. You've got makeup artists that have been in the industry for literal years and they still admit that they don't know everything. I feel like a lot of these gurus have gotten in some sort of rut and they think that they've reached the peak of what they could do conceptually and stylistically. So that means that everyone else has, which untrue. Because even if they did, let's say that by absurd, everyone that's been on YouTube for a while now learns the ins and outs of makeup. Everyone's the fucking Michelangelo, Vitruvian man, Ubermensch of makeup skill. You still have new people joining the beauty industry, people that have just gotten into makeup, very young people, teenagers, preteens even, 20-year-olds that didn't use makeup until now, but they're entering the workforce and they want to, they've got disposable income. Why are you dismissing them? Why do you think that they are not contributing to the industry in as much manner as you are? I'm going to use the Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass color correcting treatment. This tends to get stuck in dry patches, so I need to use it on a very hydrated base. I like it for a very quick, very light base though, and it does look very healthy when the skin is prepped nicely. Also, this works on, you know, more or less a certain gradient of skin tones, so that's not ideal. It's not magic. So I think what pisses me off a lot about this narrative is a bit personal, maybe. Because I'm a small content creator, right? And I mind my business in my corner of YouTube, doing my thing, doing my art-inspired videos, doing my commentary. Like, I've got my corner of YouTube, right? And I look at all of the other people that are in the same corner as me. So smaller influencers, smaller accounts, medium level accounts, and they're doing such amazing things, artistry wise as well as content wise, and you can clearly see the love for makeup. And a big beauty guru is saying that the industry is dead, that there's no love for makeup, that you know, just because Becca closed, everything is collapsing. We're seeing the post-apocalyptic end of the beauty industry. It feels very dismissive of all of those people that are doing the hard work of creating content or even enjoying makeup for themselves that don't have 5 million subscribers or more. I'm going to contour a little with the e.l.f. contouring palette, and this is in 10 Lighter Skin. If they went a little bit outside of their Los Angeles influencer circle with thousands or millions of views per video, or if they followed anyone else but their little clique of influencers, they would see that there are so many people doing such original, beautiful things, even with minimal makeup, and they'll see that they're wrong, but they don't want to go out of their comfort zone. They don't want to look beyond themselves. They don't want to look beyond their corner of YouTube. They don't want to have a nuanced view of the thing. Why? Because it's easier to create clickbait videos about how the beauty industry is dying. I'm going to bronze with Nabla Skin Bronzing in Dune, which is one of my favorite bronzers. It's very intimidating in the palette. Like, you would think that, you know, I would look like roasted chicken with this, you know, burnt to crisp, but this actually is very flattering and it shears out beautifully. To continue, it's so much easier to blame a whole industry and factors external from yourself than just to admit, I personally got bored with makeup. I personally am uninspired. I personally am out of ideas. I personally have nothing more new to add to their conversation. I think it's a matter of ego. They don't want to admit that they're not doing anything new, and that's why their views are plummeting. That's why people just don't tune into things anymore. This is no longer 2015 YouTube where you would just throw whatever nude eye, nude lip review and it would get thousands of views. The market of content creators is oversaturated. Of course your view and everything else are going to be lower. It's not the fault of the industry. Start on the eyes because I want to choose bronze, blush and highlighter later, and I'm thinking of doing something with red and purple because I've not used red or purple in a while. So I'm going to use the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette because I paid a fucking shit ton of money on it and I've not used it enough, and the Huda Nude Light palette. Like, I don't know, I think people just need to admit that they're over it, and it's fine. You can get over hobbies, you can get tired of doing the same thing years and years on end. It happens. It's not a moral fault to admit that you're tired of makeup. I think though that it is very short-sighted to say that everyone is tired of makeup just because you are. I'm going to drop names, but there was a point in Snitcher's video that it gave me a 404 page in my mind. It just blue screen of death to me. She said that, oh, people are getting plastic surgery so they don't need as much makeup. Where? Where? Who is getting all of this plastic surgery to not need as much makeup? Who is that rich? In this economy? In this extra fragilistic expialidocious? Seriously? That was, yeah, no matter what Instagram or other social media would want you to think, nobody is getting surgery like they would get candy at a mall. It's really not that easy. Not to mention that it's very expensive to maintain. So at this point, you'd rather just buy a lip liner than pay €200 to up your Botox or whatever is used on the lips. I'm sorry, I'm an ignoramus. Hyaluronic acid on your lips every couple of months. It's all about priority. Yeah, I'm taking a random purple and just adding it more in the crease because I want the color contrast. I don't know, man. It's just, it really bothers me. It's so dismissive. It's dismissive of the regular consumer. It's dismissive of the people that are busting their ass to create content. It's dismissive of the newer generation that's taking the beauty industry by storm, and they're doing things way differently than the previous one did. They're using TikTok, they prefer reels, they prefer other makeup trends, other ways of applying makeup, and I think that is absolutely wonderful. It's the way of things to be replaced. It's the way of things to get bored and have the new generation come in. Admit you're over it, pivot your content, stop being bitter about the industry dying. It's not doing any such thing. The industry is changing. Nothing is lost, everything changes. It's not in the form that you thought it would be forever, but that's the natural way of things. That truly is the natural way that things should be. Like, it's normal. Let the kids take over. Let the new trends take over. Speaking of kids, this whole Gen Z versus millennial thing is just the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. So you're telling me that we waged culture wars with the boomers, and we don't realize that by picking on millennials, we are literally turning into everything that we hated? You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. What are these grown-ass people doing arguing with teenagers on TikTok about flare leggings, high-waisted versus low-waisted, side part versus middle part? Who gives a shit? You're a grown-up. Why are you bothered by what teens say on the internet? Why do you care? They're not paying your bills. They're not coming into your home trying to take away all of your whatever skinny jeans. They're just taking the piss like we did. We took the piss out of boomers. It's normal. I'm sorry, but being pissed that kids are saying that you wear ugly clothing is you being stuck in middle grade. Truly. Like, you're out here a grown-ass person living your life and you're bothered by teenagers on the internet. Do you not see anything wrong with that? I see people making fucking diss songs. What are these, the 90s? What are you doing making diss songs about Zoomers on TikTok? What's wrong with you? Go pay a student loan or something. Go take a course to get better at your job. Pick up a hobby. Of course you think everything around you is dying if you don't want to accept change. Of course you think that the world as you know it is going to shit if you don't want to accept that the world will inevitably change. Not accepting that the world is going to change and criticizing the kids for doing things differently than you is peak boomer behavior. Peak boomer behavior. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's not like teenagers liked me and thought I was cool when I was a teenager, so why even bother? I'm just gonna live my life. If they don't like skinny jeans, good for them, more for me. If they don't like my side part, who cares? They're not the ones paying my bills. I hope this is blended well because I can't see shit without my glasses, so there is that. So yeah, I know this was a bit disjointed. I think this is a bit of a different format than what I usually do. How I usually do my videos is I have a paper beforehand. I don't script entirely because if I script entirely, I get anxious and I can't follow the script anyway. But I have point by point of what I want to talk. Right now I just went on camera and decided to rant. I decided to do what all of the cool kids are doing, all of the cool kids with 20/20 vision. I'm totally not bitter, can't you tell? Completely not bitter. And just do a get ready with me and rant a bit and see if people agree with me. If you don't, feel free to tell me to go fuck myself because different opinions are spice of life, right? We don't need all to be in agreement. I think I'm going to use the Etude House Lavender Chiffon Cake Blush. And for highlighter... But yeah, honestly, if you think that the beauty industry is getting stale, just do something else. Grab another hobby. Seriously, it's good for you. If you think that whoever you're watching has stale content and they're doing the same old, go watch someone else. If you need recommendations, hit me up. God knows I wait to watch YouTube for my own sanity. Focus on the things that bring you joy. Stop trying to hold onto a vision of an industry that is changing anyway. It's not dying, it's changing. Changing. Mutating with the new generation. Mutating with the fact that the generation that brought the peak of makeup YouTube consumerism is now getting older and finding out their preferences and having their preferences changed by the fact that life changes when you're older. Doesn't mean that the industry is dying just because you are changing and your passion for makeup is dying. My corner of YouTube is doing just fucking fine. So I will probably fucking hate editing this because I don't think this is my best angle. But it is for ya, go brrr. Yeah, I need to develop Stockholm Syndrome with my own face. I'm going to use the Revlon lipstick in HD Rhubarb because I've not used this in a while and I want to see if it tastes like crayon because it's 5 years old at this point. And I'm not sure it's doing that great anymore. If I poison myself, I poison myself. It's good. It's been good knowing ya. Yeah, this tastes weird. I think it's gone off, which is such a pity because it's such a beautiful color. Sucks, but it was inevitable. You see, the beauty industry isn't dying, but lipsticks do. Lipsticks, unfortunately, do have an expiration date. The beauty industry and the beauty community is doing just fine. We will see a pivot in different type of releases, in brands rebranding, in other type of makeup purchasing, but that's normal. That does not mean that the whole industry is on its deathbed or looking like Prince Philip that just got out of the hospital. We need to get on with the times. That's all. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, for listening to me rant. Let me know down below if you'd like to see more of these types of get ready with me videos where I just rant about the world and the industry and makeup and whatnot. Also, don't forget to leave your opinions down in the comments below, please and thank you. Have a wonderful evening or morning, second breakfast, third lunch, whatever it is you're from. Bye!